Let's talk about football, or, as Americans call it, soccer. It's a game that transcends language, borders, and politics, played on dusty fields and grand stadiums alike. For many, it's more than just a sport. It's a way of life, a source of hope, and a symbol of unity. The world's most beloved sport, uniting billions across continents, is coming to the US in 2026 for the FIFA World Cup. This is a once-in-a-generation moment, a chance for America to step onto the global stage not just as a host, but as a welcoming home for the world's passion. This should be a moment of pure joy, a festival of cultures, a celebration of diversity, and a chance for America to show its best face to the world. Imagine the streets filled with music, fans from every corner of the globe sharing stories, and stadiums echoing with cheers in dozens of languages. But with Donald Trump back in the White House, things have gotten complicated. The return of his administration has sent ripples of uncertainty through the international community, casting a shadow over what should be a unifying event. Instead of debating who'll win the cup, the world is now asking a different question: will everyone even be allowed in? For many fans, players, and journalists, the journey to America suddenly feels less certain, more fraught with obstacles. Immigration policies, human rights, and travel bans are now front and center. The headlines aren't just about star players or match predictions, they're about visas, entry restrictions, and the fear that politics will keep some nations on the sidelines. The run-up to the tournament has become a political minefield. Every press conference, every announcement is scrutinized for signs of exclusion or division. The world's media is watching, and the narrative is shifting from sport to struggle. On one side, there's FIFA, an organization that, despite its flaws, has always insisted that football is above politics. They want the focus to be on the game, not the governments. On the other, an administration whose America First stance doesn't exactly scream everyone's welcome. The rhetoric is tough, the policy's even tougher, and the message to the world is mixed at best. The result? A storm of controversy threatening to overshadow the beautiful game. Instead of unity, there's division. Instead of celebration, there's anxiety. The World Cup is supposed to bring people together, regardless of nationality, race, or religion. It's a rare moment when the world's differences are set aside, if only for 90 minutes at a time. But that principle seems at odds with the current political climate in Washington. The ideals of openness and inclusion are being tested like never before, and the stakes are higher than just a trophy. The world is watching, not for the goals, but to see if the US remembers the point of a World Cup, to include the world. Every decision, every policy, is being judged not just by Americans, but by billions around the globe. This isn't about stadium logistics or ticket sales, it's a fundamental clash of values. It's about whether the spirit of the game can survive the politics of the moment. So, as the world prepares to gather, the question remains: will America open its doors, embrace the world, and let the beautiful game shine? Or will it build new walls, keeping the world, and the spirit of football, on the outside looking in? In true Trump-era fashion, the World Cup controversy didn't start with a press conference or a leaked memo. It exploded first on TikTok, where rumors can go viral in seconds and misinformation spreads like wildfire. In May and June 2025, a wave of viral videos swept across the platform, each one more dramatic than the last, claiming that FIFA was on the verge of stripping the United States of its World Cup hosting rights. The supposed reason? Trump's hardline immigration policies, which, according to these videos, had triggered a global backlash. AI-generated news clips, deepfake anchors, and sensational headlines fueled the panic, blurring the line between reality and fiction. The videos looked real enough to fool millions, and the sense of urgency was contagious. For days, fans around the world anxiously scrolled their feeds, convinced the tournament was being moved to another country, despite there being zero credible evidence to support the claim. Group chats buzzed with speculation, and even seasoned sports journalists were fielding frantic questions. No major news outlet reported the story. Newsrooms were silent, and official websites had nothing but business as usual. The mainstream media, for once, was completely out of the loop. FIFA, meanwhile, made no such announcement. There were no press releases, no emergency meetings, no hint that anything was amiss. It was pure fiction, but it spread because it felt plausible. The story tapped into a collective anxiety, and the more it was shared, the more real it seemed. The rumor struck a nerve, playing on real fears about what a Trump-led World Cup might look like. Would fans from certain countries be denied entry? Would protests overshadow the games? The questions felt urgent, even if the story was fake. People were already worried about access, visas, and who would be welcome in the US. The idea that the world's biggest sporting event could be derailed by politics didn't seem far-fetched. The fake news worked because the underlying concerns were legitimate. The rumor was a mirror, reflecting the real anxieties of millions of fans and travelers. Fact-checkers moved quickly to debunk the story, tracing its origins and exposing the fakes. But by then, the panic had already taken hold, and the emotional impact lingered. The episode revealed just how volatile the situation had become. In a hyper-connected world, even a baseless rumor could trigger a global wave of anxiety and confusion. The World Cup rumor was a test case for the power of social media to shape reality, showing that even the wildest stories can spark real-world consequences. In the end, the fear wasn't just about the rumor itself, it was about what it revealed, a world on edge and a future that felt more uncertain than ever. Once the TikTok smoke cleared, the real issues remained. Beneath the viral headlines and social media debates, a deeper anxiety took hold, one that went far beyond trending topics or fleeting controversies. The world was watching, and the stakes were higher than ever. Trump's strict immigration stance, tougher visas, enhanced vetting, created deep uncertainty. Suddenly, the process of entering the United States became a maze of paperwork, interviews, and unpredictable outcomes. For many, the dream of attending the World Cup in America started to feel out of reach, replaced by anxiety and doubt. The World Cup depends on the free movement of fans, players, and media from over 200 countries. It's a celebration of cultures, a rare moment when borders seem to blur and the world comes together in one place. But what happens when those borders suddenly harden? Imagine being a fan from Iran, or from any country facing diplomatic tensions with the US. The excitement of supporting your team on the world stage is overshadowed by the fear of being denied entry simply because of your nationality. Or picture a journalist from a country on a US watch list. Will you even get a visa? Will your reporting be silenced by bureaucracy? The uncertainty ripples outward, affecting not just individuals, but entire communities hoping to share their stories. The promise of a World Cup is that if your team is there, you can be too. It's about belonging, about the chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with fans from every corner of the globe, united by a love of the game. Now that promise comes with a Trump-shaped asterisk. The sense of welcome is replaced by a sense of doubt, as every ticket and invitation carries a silent question. Will you actually be allowed in? This isn't just about fans. It affects teams, staff, sponsors, and the intricate web of people who make the tournament possible. Every player, coach, and organizer faces new hurdles, from travel restrictions to logistical nightmares. The entire tournament ecosystem is at risk. Vendors, volunteers, and local businesses all depend on the influx of international visitors. If those visitors can't come, the ripple effects could be felt far beyond the pitch. Senator Ron Wyden warned that these policies could chill major international events. The message is clear. If America closes its doors, the world may simply choose to celebrate elsewhere. The fear, a World Cup with empty seats, not from lack of interest, but lack of access. The heartbreak of seeing stadiums built for the world, but filled only with echoes. The real worry is a tournament tainted by exclusion, undermining the spirit of global unity. The World Cup is supposed to be a beacon of togetherness, not a symbol of division. America could throw the world's biggest party and forget to invite half the guests. In the end, the question isn't just who gets to play, but who gets to belong. Human rights organizations quickly sounded the alarm. In May 2025, Human Rights Watch sent a blunt letter to FIFA. If you can't guarantee safety and welcome for all, reconsider letting the US host. This wasn't just about visas, it was about the risk of real human rights abuses under the FIFA banner. Other groups joined in, pointing to the hostile political climate and rising anti-diversity rhetoric. The fear the World Cup could amplify a political agenda hostile to inclusion. FIFA, still recovering from corruption scandals, now faced accusations of complicity. The world demanded to know, would FIFA stand for unity, or bow to a host nation's divisive politics? The pressure was on, and the stakes were higher than ever. As controversy swirled, FIFA made a baffling move. During the 2025 Club World Cup in the US, anti-racism campaigns vanished. No banners, no armbands, no statements. Critics accused FIFA of caving to US political pressure, abandoning its commitment to fighting prejudice. Key stakeholders weren't consulted, making it look like a top-down, politically motivated decision. After backlash, FIFA briefly reinstated anti-racism messaging for one day, then dropped it again. The gesture felt hollow, a token effort rather than real commitment. The message, FIFA would fight racism, when it was easy. Facing a PR crisis, FIFA and the Trump administration tried to calm nerves. FIFA President Infantino declared, "The world is welcome in America," after meeting Trump. But the reassurances were vague, failing to address real concerns about access for fans from banned countries. The administration echoed the message, promising smooth travel while upholding strict immigration laws. The dual message, "Trust us, we can be tough and welcoming at the same time." For many it sounded like empty marketing, not a real solution. The world remained unconvinced. These controversies threatened decades of progress for soccer. In the US, hosting the World Cup was supposed to cement soccer's place in American culture. Now, the event risks becoming a symbol of division, alienating the immigrant and minority communities that built the sport here. Globally, America could be seen as a problematic host, hurting future bids and the ability to attract top talent. No player wants to move where their family might not be welcome. The financial stakes are huge, but the cultural cost could be greater. The World Cup was meant to be a bridge. Now, it risks becoming another wall. The damage to soccer's image could take years to repair. The World Cup is a multi-billion-dollar economic engine, if people actually come. Every controversy, visa scare, or hostile headline threatens that windfall. Tourists may stay away, sponsors may rethink their involvement, and local businesses could lose out. Global brands want to be associated with unity, not political turmoil. The financial risk? The 2026 World Cup could underperform spectacularly. An America-first approach could end up costing American cities billions. In today's world, being welcoming isn't just good manners, it's good business. The 2026 World Cup saga is a microcosm of our times, where sport and politics collide. The rumors, the backlash, and the reassurances all point to a deeper tension. Major sporting events reflect our values. They're never just about the game. The World Cup holds up a mirror to its host, and right now, the reflection is troubling. The principles at stake, fairness, inclusion, rejecting discrimination, are the foundation of international sport. A World Cup where some feel unwelcome isn't a true World Cup. The hope is that, despite the noise, the spirit of unity will prevail. Because if we lose that, we lose much more than just a game.